Okay, yet another session with the grade 11 textbook from an exam point of view. Now we'll be dealing with exponents and surds as well as equations and inequalities on the following questions we will be doing. So you're looking at your grade 11 textbook from an exam point of view. So let's carry right along. Now, mostly in your exam or your final examination, the first question is generally solving for x, and that is based on the topics we've just identified, such as your exponents and surds. So from the textbook's point of view, you get to learn a lot of laws of exponents and how surds work, how equations and inequalities work, right? So right now we are going to be looking at such pointers, however using existing questions from previous exam papers, while using these laws, solving surds and equations, applying those exponentials. So let's carry right along. So right now we'll look at the first question. It's again taken from a previous exam question paper. It was 2.1, where you have 2 to the power of x minus 3, and then you have minus 3 times 2 to the power of x plus 1. All this is over 2 to the power of x minus 2. So how do you solve this type of problem? Firstly, you can split the bases. Split the bases meaning that you are going to expand this equation. 2 to the power of x times 2 to the power of 3, negative 3 rather. And remember, where does the rule come from this? So we'll go back and look at your textbook's table of contents. So clearly we're still dealing with exponents. So the law of exponents has been used there to basically split or expand that equation. So let's carry right along. So it's 3 to the power of 2, and then you have 2 to the power of 1. And then you go down where you'll have your 2 to the power of x times 2 to the power of negative 2. Once you have done this, then you will look at the common factor. Now, when you look for a common factor, look at the equation above. What is the common factor there? So you have your 2 to the power of x as the common factor, right? So it's on this side and it's on that other side as well. So then you will have your 2 to the power of negative 3 as well as 3 as well as 3 times 2. So I hope you can see how we simplified that top part there. And now once you have it in this form, you can simply cancel out so since you are solving for x, do you think it's reasonable for you to cancel out the x's? Yes, you need to. This was a simplifying question. It was not necessarily a question that needed you to solve for x. So you had to just simplify until you have one value remaining, which is negative 47 over 2, right? So once you have done this, you have completed your first part of the question, and you've basically used exponents quite a lot in that question. So you've completed squares. There's plenty that you have done that is based on the textbook, right? So let's carry right along to the next question. Now for the next question, Another thing that you need to note is that if you need help with mathematics and accounting, contact us on WhatsApp or call us on this number. Also, send your questions and comments to papa.mkhabela@gmail.com or YouTube us. So you have your question, the second question, 2.2.1, 2 minus 16x all over 3 over 2. So firstly, how I would tackle this question is I would transpose the 2 to the other side, and let's transpose the negative 16x so that everything can remain positive. So divide both sides by 16 after that. So clearly, if you transpose negative 16x to the power of negative 3 over 2, it's gonna be positive. And if you divide both sides by 16, for the one side, 2 divided by 16 is the same as 1 over 8, right? So right now, since you have basically raised both sides, so now what you do on the left, you do on the right. Again, to cancel out the exponents, you will then have to just go x to the power of negative 3 over 2 times 2 over 3. So those will clearly cancel out, and what you do on the left, you do on the right. So 2 to the power of negative 3, and you have your negative 2 over 3 as well. So those 3's will cancel. Negative times negative is positive. You therefore have your 2 to the power of 2, which is x is equals to 4. Hopefully everybody didn't have any challenge with that question, as we are still linking it to the textbook. So we're looking at each and every question from a textbook's point of view. So each and every question from an exam point of view as well. We're taking everything from the textbook. Now, I believe that's it for today. For just this quick session, we will carry on with our daily dose. Of grade 11 textbook from an exam point of view.